Welcome to Worthwhile Watches. It's been a while, but I'm finally getting back up and running after an overseas move that turned out to be a long and very disruptive process. This room is a work in progress, but it's great to be back producing videos again. And now I'll finally announce where I moved. London, England. When I was in the US, I would occasionally see watch brands like Lorus and Alba that weren't easily available in America. I was always intrigued by Lorus watches, and not just because the name reminds me of these funny little guys. Lorus seems to offer a nice variety of good-looking and inexpensive watches, and because the brand is owned by Seiko, I would expect a decent level of quality and reliability. But importing these into the US was always a bit too expensive to make sense, considering their low price. Anyway, now that I'm in a region where Lorus is easily available, one of the first things I did after arriving in London was buy this Lorus watch from a shop called Argos. These can be had at a full retail price of about £35, or just under $50 US. There's a reason I picked this particular one, but we'll get to that later. So let's take a look at this Lorus field watch. This is the Lorus model RJ655AX9F. That really rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? But I'll be referring to it as the Lorus Lume field watch. It arrived in this pretty standard box with a bit of foam over the watch and a pillow, along with warranty information and a QR code for the manual. I'm not sure if this is normal for Lorus, but when I removed the watch from the box, I assumed it was secured to the pillow, but the strap was actually just loosely draped over the pillow. So when I pulled the pillow out, the watch immediately slid off and toppled onto the hardwood floor. Luckily, it was undamaged, but that's never a good way to unbox a new watch. So if you get a new Lorus, make sure it's attached to the pillow before yanking it out like I did. The Argos website lists this as a 35mm case, but I measure it as 37mm, not including the crown. This watch is feather light at just under 42 grams, including the supplied strap. The case is stainless steel with a matte bead-blasted finish. Lug to lug is just under 43 millimeters, and the thickness is just 8.4 millimeters. But that expands to about 10 millimeters if you include the thickness of the supplied fabric single-pass strap. Still a very thin watch. The case is quite flat without much of a downward curve at the lugs. This, along with the strap fabric passing above the spring bars, makes the watch wear a bit larger than the measurements would imply, in my opinion. Even though it's a small watch, there can still be some gapping under the lugs, and it doesn't quite settle down on the wrist as flat as I expected, considering the slim 8.4mm thickness. It's not really an issue in use, and the 18mm lug width makes it easy to swap out the strap if you prefer something else. Although the spring bars will have to be removed due to the thickness of this reinforced area of the strap. Drilled lugs help make this a simple process. This watch does look nice on a leather strap, and it helps it sit lower and flatter on the wrist. It also looks good on a NATO-style strap. The original strap is okay quality for the price. It's a single-pass fabric strap with a stainless steel buckle. The buckle has a polished finish, which doesn't quite match the case, but the crown is also polished and doesn't match the case finish either. So in this case, the buckle actually complements the crown. The stitching on the strap is pretty good with no frayed ends, and the holes are reinforced. It's reasonably comfortable and seems to be holding up quite well so far. But if I was going to wear this watch long term, I'd probably want to swap it out for some sort of two-piece strap. As far as functionality, this is a 3-hand field watch with day and date display. Arabic numerals appear all around the dial except at 3 o'clock, along with 24-hour markings, which I'm actually finding useful as I'm still adjusting to 24-hour time, which is much more commonly used here in Europe. The black numbers and hands are clear and easily legible against the light-colored dial. I don't know if this is common, but the second hand on my particular watch does a nice job of hitting the markers all the way around the dial too. The day and date do appear quite small, but the text is crisp and clear with good contrast against the white date wheel. The dial is classic military field watch style. Lorus Sports appears just below 12 o'clock, with Lume Bright appearing above 6 o'clock. One thing that kind of spoils the balance of this dial for me is the water 100-meter resist text. This gets a bit crowded. I would have preferred a simple 100 meters or maybe even 100-meter WR to keep things a bit cleaner. But overall, it's a good-looking dial and the printing is all sharp, crisp, and well done. The flat mineral crystal is nice and clear without any cloudiness or haziness that I can see. London isn't known for its sunny skies anyway, but glare hasn't been an issue at all. London is known to get quite a bit of rain. Luckily, this Lorus is rated for 100 meters of water resistance. It's not a dive watch, but it should hold up fine for swimming or for getting caught in an unexpected rain shower. This watch does have a screw-down case back with a nice etching of a wave and some basic information about the watch. Under the case back is a quartz movement. This one has been reliable and keeping pretty accurate time, running at a rate of about plus 15 seconds per month. Like a lot of quartz watches, this Lorus has a pretty small crown, so it can be a bit fiddly to operate, especially if you have large hands. But the crown turns smoothly and the quick-set day and date are easy to manage, once you've got the little crown pulled out to the right position. So this watch is doing very well so far, with good specs and materials for the price, good accuracy, and a decent strap. But the real reason I wanted this particular Lorus is for that full lume dial. In bright or cloudy skies, going in and out of buildings and vehicles, going underground on the tube, it doesn't matter what lighting condition you might find yourself, this watch will be legible. It doesn't take much light to charge, and if you charge it with a UV light, the initial brightness is impressive. The bright initial burst does fade after a few minutes, but the high contrast keeps this dial easily legible for hours, and a full lume dial is just fun to have. It's probably due to fond childhood memories of playing with glow-in-the-dark toys, but there's just something fascinating about lume. As many watches as I have, I never seem to get tired of turning off the lights to see my watch glowing as if magically enchanted by unseen spectral forces. I just can't seem to get enough lume, and I'll likely never be satisfied until my watch looks like something out of Tron. So after finally getting my first Lorus, I'm very pleased with it so far, and it has made a great watch for trips into central London too. I don't have to worry about scratching or denting it. I know it will be legible no matter the place, time of day, or the weather. Not to mention any London watch thieves that may be lurking definitely won't take an interest in this one. It's a solid watch at a very affordable price, and I'm glad to have it in the collection. Do you have experience with Lorus watches? How do you like them? I want to thank everyone for being patient during my long break from uploading. I'm looking forward to getting back to producing regular videos. We've recently surpassed 2,000 subscribers, and I want to thank each of you for watching, whether you're subscribed or not. But if not, I hope you'll consider it. I've been upgrading my equipment, which will now allow me to upload all my videos in 4K to provide the sharpest footage and best quality I can. So thank you again, and no matter how much lume is on your dial, make your day worthwhile. That one rhymed.